Everyone, this is Craig Ries at Hollywood Junket, and we've got another live interview with a past contestant from The Voice. His name is Devan Blake Jones. He was on Team Nick this last season on season 20 of The Voice, and I'm so happy to have him back. He made it all the way to the live performances, so he's definitely an experienced artist from the show, and we're going to talk to him soon. Looks like Instagram's still loading the live, so let's give that another second. And also, change one thing to hopefully that helps. But yeah, earlier this morning I got to talk to Carter Rubin, and it was really cool talking to him. He was the winner of season 19, and he's coming up now on his 1-year anniversary of winning the show. And it was really cool to talk to him, and now we got another alum that's going to be joining us in just a second. Looks like he's requested, so let's bring Devan in. I'm so excited to have him on. Yes!
Hey! How's it going?
Great to see you. Great. I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm super casual. Don't have this awesome backdrop like you, but I'm here.
The rest of the place is a mess. It's like the only.
That's awesome.
I keep this area clean and everything else is a disaster. So yeah,
good.
You're fine.
Well, good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's good to see you again too. Thank you for joining us. I was excited when our producer said you'd be happy to join. So thank you.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. It's awesome.
So you have been watching the show, right? Because obviously I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yes,
okay,
I have.
Good.
I was on American Idol about a decade ago with Jeremy, and so I made it past Hollywood Week. Yeah, so we connected in private on Instagram, and I was like, I know you're on the show because I watched the blogs. And he was like, no way. And so I kind of gave him some pointers, but he's doing really well, and
yes.
I'm super proud of him and his journey on the show thus far. So I've really enjoyed watching this season.
Yeah, it's been another great one. They've changed it up a little bit, so that's kept us fans on our toes, and yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah,
before I get to the question. Yeah, exactly. And we'll definitely be talking about that. Before I get to the questions, though, I was secretly hoping that you were going to be doing the interview from, like, a jungle. Like, I wanted, like, your plant collection just to keep growing since we last talked. But it looks like you kept it under control, so that's good.
Yeah, it's been. There were a couple times when I thought to myself, like, is this a good idea? Because it's like having children sometimes with all these plants, but it's nice because I started it because we were stuck inside with COVID.
Right. Yeah.
Now that life's kind of back to normal now again, I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to water the plants, or I left the blinds closed today, so it's been a little bit more of a challenge.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're still at least keeping the ones alive from COVID. Didn't change that too much. Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. First of all, please tell us what you've been up to, what's new, anything that we should know about.
Sure. Yeah, it's been. I remember getting back from the show and sitting on my patio and just taking. First of all, the whole plane ride back, I just bawled my eyes out. It was above the clouds, and it was just a realization of, wow, this just happened, and now it's over. But like, we're just reflecting. It was just a magical moment, and no one saw me, but I just was looking outside, nothing but clouds, and I just thought, wow, I can't believe I did it. But I've been really busy. I remember sitting on my patio going, what's going to happen next? Like, I need to get to work. I was anxious to work because I just didn't want to sit at home doing nothing. So I just recently opened up for a big artist from Ireland. His name is Dermot Kennedy, and connected with him and his team, and that was a dream come true. And we played at Red Rocks, which is a world-renowned venue. Yeah, if you go to my page, you can see some clips from it, but it was just, I found out 3 days before the show, and he was like, also, I want you to play acoustic. And I hadn't played my guitar in a while, but it worked. I just didn't sleep for 3 days and got through it.
Yeah.
And that set the tone for me to realize that I have what it takes to just be strong enough and I don't need to be afraid anymore. And so I have a music video coming out next month. That's going to be really awesome. Just because this is pretty exclusive, it's called Frivolous is the title. I haven't released it yet, but It's a dance track, and so there's some choreography in the video. It's definitely something like a vibe for me that I think people are gonna be excited to see. I hope so anyway. I'm opening up for Clinton Kane next month.
Okay.
He's an awesome artist, and it's already sold out, so I'm opening up for him. That's December 10th. Oh gosh, I'm also performing at a fashion show next month as well on the runway when Dana Monique is going to be coming out
Oh,
to
love
fly out.
her.
So her and I will be uh, not performing together, but we'll just be performing all night while the models walk up and down the runway and have some exclusive performances as well. So I'm just, it's funny because a lot of people in the music industry will say those TV shows aren't going to do anything for your career unless you win. But it has opened a lot of doors for me, and it gives me a little bit of it's just it adds some oomph. Like people believe me when he must be good. He was on The Voice, and so it has opened up so many doors, and I'm excited for the future. I don't know what else is going to come to pass, but I just believe that one thing leads to the next, and I'm just excited to keep writing new music and releasing songs because I think that's the big thing that is kind of missing with my artistry is letting people get to know who I am through my music. And
Hmm.
so I went from being this person who just wanted to write depressing songs to now understanding that I have the opportunity to write about my life in many different facets, and it's so cool and exciting. So yeah, I've got a lot going on and I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful for The Voice. I tell them all the time, like, it's because of you guys that I've been able to get out of there's this thing that they call writer's block. But for me, I feel like I was in an artist's block. Like I was stuck in a place and just with no direction. And now I have a path and it's just really awesome. And I just encourage so many artists out there. Like I had tried out for the show many times and didn't make it. And I just encourage you to keep going. But while you keep auditioning, continue to like go play the karaoke contests, go sing
Yeah.
at church, do your school performances because it's just going to make you better. And then when the time's right, you'll get that call back. So
Yeah. I gotta respond to some of that. That's so cool about Red Rocks. I've heard amazing things about that festival. Never been, but want to go someday. Thank you for sharing about your single. I'm stoked that it's a dance song. I cannot wait to hear it. And also, yeah, I've heard the same comments about you can only really benefit if you win from The Voice, but I actually completely disagree. For one, I think the winner still has to hustle and work. It's not like they're given an album contract deal like what used to happen like 20 years ago. They've got to work, and so does everyone else. And I love seeing even people that maybe didn't make it to the lives are releasing singles and music video. Kelsey Watts is doing such a great job with her stuff. Like I don't know. So
she
I
is.
definitely see it more as a springboard and a starting block for a lot of great artists. And I think I agree with the way that you are approaching it and think of it as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's so true. And I actually was messaging with Kelsey for a little bit because I saw her single and it was so fun. And I said, I'm doing a song kind of similar. We should collab. We haven't yet, but it's out there. And so I think it will happen when the time is right. But she's inspiring. She's out there just getting it, going for it. And I tell people this all the time, because it's so easy to get caught up in the image of what it looks like. I did played the Denver Film Festival last week, I
Mhm.
think it was, and we got to walk the red carpet, and friends and family and just people in life, they see that part of it and they go, "Wow, what is it? What is it like?" And it's like work. Like that was the little cherry that they saw. They didn't see the hours of rehearsal because our band played for 2 hours, and I had to learn all kinds of new music and songs that I like Elton John. We played nothing but British songs because it was a release of the new
Oh,
Princess Diana movie. So people don't see all the
wow.
work that you put into it. So that's what keeps me humble. Like no matter what happens in my career, I will just always just be thankful for those little cherries on top of the cake because that sometimes is the reward that you get. You know, like it's that's how I look at it. The recognition is just should be just the reward for all the hard work that you put into it. You shouldn't do this just for recognition. You should do it because you love it, work really hard, and then when you get some recognition, like for me, The Voice was just the cherry on top of the cake of the work I put in my whole life. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
So, for those that are watching, if you have questions, please post them if we have time and if I see them. That's usually the biggest thing is even if I catch them, but I'll definitely ask. But the reason we were excited to have Devin here today is this current season just passed I guess you'd call it a five-way knockout is the way they kind of formatted it this year. You were the winner of last year's four-way knockout. So I'm kind of interested
Yeah.
to see your thoughts on this new format and did you like it, dislike it? What did you think?
Um, so actually that part of it I didn't catch. I saw that
Okay.
now it was a top 20 and I was like, oh, everyone just made it to the live shows. So there was a five-way knockout for the people that got saved. And then America voted the winner through. Is that kind of how it worked?
Well, we're all still kind of confused to be honest. So it looks like the production company picked I think four people for America to vote to give one last chance. So they had lost in like the battles I think even back in that era. And so oh what was his name? Vaughn from Team Ariana came back. So there was five people in the knockouts and
Hmm.
two from Team Ariana.
Hmm.
So yeah, but some people are kind of questioning it because Vaughn kind of got to skip a whole section, and then possibly could come back for top 13, not even having to perform in the top 20 lives. So it's a TV show. We get what's
I
going on,
I think
but
that,
yeah,
it seems so more of them got to make it to the lives though this year with that
they
format. Is that
did.
correct? Yeah, and I think that's great because to be honest with you, I Sign of the Times was my favorite performance of mine.
Mhm.
It just for me personally, I just felt different. I think my blind audition, I was stuck behind the guitar. My battle, I was singing with someone else. This was like the first time that I was able to like perform just me. It just felt more, I was more free, but
Yeah.
it could have gone any way. And I think it's just more not who's the best because that's so subjective. Like some people don't think the winners deserve to win. It should be everyone has their own opinions of who should win. And but I believe that it could have gone any way. And I also was very shocked, but it was very very difficult to be in the four-way knockout because we came back and the other contestants treated us well. But it just you felt like you were kind of not in the club, because it was
Mhm.
just like, you know,
Wow.
the questions for the producers were like, okay, does this pertain to everyone or just the people who like is the four-way knockout included? And they'd be like, okay. So it was a lot of like I felt like I couldn't really truly enjoy. And to be honest, I didn't prepare as much as I should have because I just was so annoyed with we had our stage rehearsal and there's the lights. And so we're all looking like, who had the better light show? And do they already know? Like, why did you get to change? Because Carolina changed her outfit. So I was like, she must have won because they changed her from orange to gold dress. And it's just like, you go crazy. You literally go crazy. And the vocal coach kept coming in and checking on me. And now I think she was doing that for a reason. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I think I had like some wine the night before because I was super stressed out. And I just remember getting off stage going, welp, now I have to sing that Backstreet Boy song. So let's hope for the best and hope that it goes well. Because I kind of gave up. I gave up after once I was in the four-way knockout. If I'm honest, I just didn't want to get my hopes up. So I just prepared for the worst and said, "Oh, I didn't make it." But this was so much fun, and so I really enjoy I think it's good that they switch it up a bit because it's difficult, especially for like someone like Carolina. She's super young, and she put her whole heart into this. She's such a they all were, but she just I would have loved to see her win it just because at her age I feel like she was ready and she really genuinely did put in a lot of work on the song. She really did.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, I took it a different way. I
Yeah.
just it was just really really difficult for me. So yeah, that's how it turned out. But I love this season, and I think Ariana is a great coach. You know,
Yeah.
I'm very biased towards Nick Jonas, but the thing about Ariana Grande that I really love is that she seems to be really invested in the contestants in a different way than a lot of the other coaches, in my opinion. John Legend had brought a lot, I don't know if you know this, but he had brought a lot of contestants on to his tour this year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he brought Pia, got to sing with him. Bailey Ray, he brought her to one of his shows to sing
Oh,
with
love.
him. Yeah, he also brought on Rio, so the guy, the Rio's something, and then
I'll think of it in a
he,
second. Yep.
he also brought Zania. So he brought a bunch of contestants on tour,
That's
and I
awesome.
kind of made me go, okay, Nick, come, you gotta come do so. Let's work on
Yeah,
something, you
yeah.
know.
I did
But
see the performance of him and Pia, which was awesome. I love her so much. So I
she's
see
awesome.
everything that she posts. I don't miss a beat on her, but she's in like a Chicago TV. She's in a TV show tonight that
Yeah,
aired
yeah,
tonight.
she's on a
Yeah,
TV show. Thank you for
Chicago
reminding me.
FD or something like that. Like and something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta check that out. That's the
yeah.
thing about this is, you know, I was talking to a friend about this earlier today. It's like you just can't compare. You got to just be happy for everyone because in this industry, you run into sometimes a little bit of cattiness, a little bit of negativity, and that comes from not having self-worth, you know. And I think if you
Mhm.
just, if like I've learned to just enjoy my journey and my path, and then you can truly be happy for other people and what they're doing and go, oh, that's her thing and that's great. You know, and I'm just so happy for everyone from our season is doing really well, working on lots of different projects, and
Yeah.
it's just really cool to see people. We all like, I did Red Rocks, but then you've got, you know, these guys singing with John Legend, and then you've got like everyone's got their own little thing. So yeah.
Devin, I have loved your answers. Thank you for some of that insight too during your four-way knockout. I really appreciate that. That was
Yeah.
neat and something I really haven't considered before because no one's ever really mentioned that, but it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I do not want to take up your whole evening, but I have a few more questions, so we might do kind of like lightning round style right
Sure.
now.
Yeah, let's do it.
It has been really interesting seeing the difference in the show. Like now that we're getting kind of over COVID, the coaches get to hug their artists
I
again.
know.
The stages aren't separated like they were for your battles and your knockouts. There's a live audience. So like seeing that, I mean, I know it does not change your experience, but what of all that change would you have liked to experience? I'm guessing live audience, but please answer.
Well, I don't know. The live audience part for me, when I think about it, I think I'm used to playing in front of a crowd, but with that type of situation, I think it might have helped me focus a little bit more. Because, like,
Yeah.
I have a tendency to maybe forget the words on shows if I'm super nervous. Or, like, when I'm playing the Red Rock show, I was missed a chord or two because I was just so my hands were shaking. I couldn't even, like, play. So I think I got through it with not having an audience. With that said, I would have loved to be closer in contact with the coaches because of COVID. That kind of made it a little bit more difficult for us because Nick and I really connected. I think that's a big reason why I got saved because we just something
Yeah.
about our energy in person. It was weird. It was like, oh, I feel like I'm not even nervous around you. I feel like I've known you forever. But maybe it would have been different if we could have actually like high five, you know, give me a hug or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I think yes, our battle would have been so much better if we didn't have to have separate stages because it really felt more like, you know, two different teams. It didn't feel like we were on the same team and we were really because we really could have made some more magic.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it definitely is one of those things where, to me, being on the 20th season is a staple. That's a really cool thing to say. Um, and it's just different. I'm just happy to have been on the show. I watch it and I'm just so
Yeah.
happy for all these people that they get to experience more because there's more than that. There's also like, they get to like leave the hotel and go have dinner or like do certain, as far as I know, they don't have to like have the same rules. And from what I could see. So, you know, we had it really tough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The whip was cracked on us very often because they didn't want to mess up anything with the COVID rules. So
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I mean, in LA, we're still taking it very seriously. You know, it's not,
yeah,
you're going to see some live audience and stuff like that, but it's masked, it's proof of vaccination, it's distanced, you know, so yeah.
yeah,
But it is
yeah.
better. So, yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Um, you don't have to list them. I get why you wouldn't, but do you have any favorite artists from this season?
Let's see. Well, obviously Jeremy. I have to say that. I really do like Groovy Rack because she just seems like just such an awesome person. Is that her name? Groovy. And then I love Wendy is just out of this world. I don't
Yeah.
understand where her voice comes from. I also really like, I forget her name, but she was a black girl and she had like colorful hair and long nails and she sang a Billie Eilish song and it just blew me away. I was like, what am I watching right now? But
Yeah.
this season, when I first started watching it, I was like, oh man, we were so much they pulled some talent out from somewhere. The girls
Yeah.
are so good this year. And there's a guy that's like Elvis.
Yeah.
He might
Yeah.
take it. He might take it the title, but the women on this season are just. I feel like a girl's gonna win because, well, you never know. But vocally, I feel like the girls are kind of taking it this
It's stacked in that direction, but
year. It's sad.
I've been
But
I've been let down before. I'll put it that
yeah,
way.
yeah, you
With
know how
some
it goes.
favorite females from my past. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's politics, and it's really difficult to. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out, and I really enjoy the show when it gets down to like super small, like smaller groups of contestants because you really get to really see what you're looking at, a possible winner and what that will look like. But yeah, the song choices, the artists this year have just been so good, and it makes me proud to have been on the show. I'm like, I was up there, like this is crazy. Like, wow, this is really cool to say that I'm a part of this family, and I
Yeah.
kudos to the producers for finding the talent this year. They're all awesome. So
Well, I I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, you definitely need to get caught up because you're so Petey is the guy that is kind of similar to Elvis, and he had to perform in the knockouts. But I'm going to
okay,
stop because
okay,
I
yeah,
hate
I'll go back
spoiling
and get
stuff.
caught up.
But
Yeah,
check it out.
let me get
Yeah,
catch. Thank you.
it's a great knockout. Yeah, it's pretty.
I'm gonna
It's
watch that.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm a little behind, but
No
we'll get caught
worries.
up. We'll get caught
You
up
know
here.
you know who you're talking about. I can tell. So I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well,
And
I'll give you
by
one
the
more
way,
question, and then I'll let you go, even though I
okay,
could talk
sounds
to you
good.
for much longer. But um,
Yeah,
one of my favorite questions that my producer listed was, "What is the one piece of advice that you got from any coach, maybe Nick, but any coach that you still remember, still live by today, and what motivates you?"
I would say, Nick said to me in a rehearsal, he was like, "It's you sound great." He goes, "I just don't think you've figured out what you want to do with the song yet," and it really struck to me because a lot of times it's easy to just sing a song, but it's like a science. It's like, you really got to figure out every note, every trail that you want to do. And for me, that's very important, especially with being on a show like this. Like from the second you open your mouth until you finish the song, what are you going to do? And I was really good about that with Sign of the Times. Like my little spin was, I practiced that like 100 times. Like
Yeah,
I knew it helped me really figure out what I was going to do, where I was going to do it. And I think that's why it was effective for me. But the Backstreet Boys song, I didn't, it was just kind of like, just singing it. And so it's helped me even with my performances now. I try to make sure that I know every run that I'm going to do before I do it. And that really helped. And it's also one more thing is Treylani, the vocal coach, told me we just always stay as relaxed as possible. The excitement of the stage and the audience and stuff. When your neck is tensed, your throat is tensed, and when your throat is tensed, you're not free and you're restricted. So
mm,
stay calm and study. Take the
yeah,
time and really sit down and try different things and record yourself and go through different runs and go through different, maybe I should try it in a different key because Sign of the Times was a half key higher. And so was the my blind audition song was higher, and it's amazing that if it wasn't, it might not have been as effective. So try new things. Always try new things. That's what I learned. Don't be afraid to be open and try something that you normally wouldn't do.
I love that, and I think that's good advice for any current contestants on the show right now, which I'll be tagging a lot of the ones that we mentioned tonight.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nice. Nice.
Devin,
That's awesome.
this was a great interview. I found out some stuff kind of about the show, like I said, and this is my 5th season, I think, interviewing, so I really do appreciate it personally, and I'm sure everyone else that was watching did too. Guys, if you joined at the end, we are wrapping it up, but we will obviously post this interview on our Instagram. We also put it on our YouTube channel at Hollywood Junket, so you can check it out there along with all our other interviews. But I am so excited for everything that you have going on and everything you just recently did, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe later on down the line we can connect again, and maybe it's new things. So thanks for having me.
Yes, let's do that, and I definitely think there will be new things to catch up on at the rate you're going and at what you're doing. So yeah,
thanks so much,
I would love
Craig.
to make that happen. All right.
Thanks, bud. Good talking to you,
Devin. Have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
And yeah, that will wrap it up for us, guys. Thank you so much for watching, sending in the hearts, commenting. That always helps when we're on the interview. We feel you there. So thank you so much. And I think that wraps up for interviews this week, but I'll be talking to all the contestants next week after they perform live on Monday, and we'll post that soon.